Want to see what you can buy for $50 at Aldi in 2023? Well, that's what this video is all about. I'm Kristen here at Joyfully Thriving, and this is the final video in my series. If you've joined me already, I have been focusing on rebuilding my stockpile. I am a firm believer in having a stockpile, and I believe it is one of the best ways that you will save your family money. So this month I set aside a little extra money. I keep a pretty frugal grocery budget of $475 every month for our family of 6. So this month I specifically set aside $250 to go rebuild our stockpile. I've been stockpiling for 3-4 years officially, but a lot longer than that. I've pretty much been doing this ever since I was on my own, and it's just evolved and grown. But now with my family and times being what they are, I really truly believe this is one of the best ways to fight inflation is by investing in the food that you have. You're providing for your family with your stockpile. So I've spent $100 stockpiling at Walmart. I spent $100 stockpiling at Sam's Club. And now this was the final trip. I spent $50 stockpiling at Aldi. Now I know before I get started, some of you are going to say, well, that's very eclectic. You could get a lot more for your money. Yes, I went in for the best deals, but I was also very intentional to buy the things that our family uses. And that's one of the most important rules when you're stockpiling, is that my stockpile should not be your stockpile. If your family does not eat it, then please don't buy it. Buy the things that you eat and your family use on a regular basis, and that is how you build an effective stockpile for you, your family. All right, so I will leave links to those other stockpiling videos as well as my playlist in the description, but I know you're curious and eager to get to it, so I'm gonna flip you around, show you everything I got, exactly how it broke down price-wise, and then stay tuned for the end because I want to talk to you about just a couple last stockpiling tips and where I'm going from here. All right, let's get to it and see what I bought at Aldi. All right, here's what $50 can buy you at Aldi in November of 2023. I know Aldi prices do vary slightly by region. This is using Northern Indiana prices. Also, before we get started, I know some of you will say, well, that's, not enough variety in your stockpile. My stockpile has plenty of value. And variety, I was specifically going to fill in a couple gaps. So I'm going to talk you through everything I bought, but before we start, the grand total for everything here was $49.66, so right under. All right, let's get to individual prices. I started with oats. Oats are a great thing to have in your stockpile, and my kids eat oatmeal, and I use it for baking. Emma will eat it actually almost every day, my daughter. So we keep quick oats, and I can get those cheapest at Walmart for 8 cents an ounce if I buy the Mom's Best oats at the 16-ounce size. It's interesting because that's cheaper than buying the larger Great Value size. However, that's 9.5 cents for the Great Value. This worked out to 9.4 cents. I can't get the smaller size of an Old Fashioned, so I went ahead and grabbed one of those. We use quick oats more, but I keep Old Fashioned on hand for baking things. Next up was syrup at $2.09. Yes, I know it's the fake cheap syrup. It is the light with 50% fewer calories. I've tried the real maple syrup. My kids don't love it, but they do love pancakes. So this is a syrup I try to always keep on hand, and thankfully it doesn't go bad. So in a long time before we use it. Then I bought brown sugar. Again, I know I can make my own brown sugar using white sugar molasses, but this is convenient. Sugar doesn't go bad. I've never had any issues with it hardening. So I grabbed 2 2-pound bags at $2.15. This has really gone up. Hopefully I can find some sales around the holidays and I will stock up more. I also grabbed rice. If your family loves rice, you can get a better deal buying larger bags elsewhere, but this was $2.19 for the 3-pound bag. We eat it just mainly with one of our favorite meals, poppy seed chicken. So for now, I just keep a little bit on hands at all time. Then I grabbed tomato paste for 75 cents a can. I have a lot of tomato sauce and still some tomato paste that I am working through. I don't buy canned tomato sauce anymore. I just make my own. It's a very easy recipe using 1 can of tomato sauce, 1 of tomato paste with a little water and some spices. And it works for pizza sauce, spaghetti sauce, whatever you need it to be. So I always keep that on our shelves. Then I grabbed pumpkin. It was $1.39 a can, which I remember when it was 79 cents a can. It was hard to pay that much, but my kids love pumpkin muffins, and we bake those year round, so I needed to stock up. Now, I can find a better deal on that after the holidays when pumpkin goes on clearance most years. So I will definitely be stocking up because honestly, we need 3 to 4 dozen cans to get us through the year with all the baking we do for ourselves, for family and friends, for classmates, for school, different things. So I need to really keep adding pumpkin to my stockpile. But I grabbed 4 of those cans because that is something I do tend to buy at Aldi. I was also restocking some of our canned beans. I know dried beans are more cost efficient per ounce, but this is convenient. I am one of the ones who really eats beans in our family, so I just keep a couple varieties on hand and for soup season and different things. I grabbed 6 of the garbanzo beans, the chickpeas, at 78 cents a can, and then 4 more black beans at 77 cents a can. Grab that. And then I grabbed some more peaches, 6 more cans. They are actually $1.29, which was cheaper than Walmart where I had bought them the other day. I thought these had gone up, so I was excited to see those were still cheaper. Just yellow cans and fruit juice. And I was thrilled to see that the expiration date is still 3 years out in 2026 there, which was great. Love having shelf-stable food on my shelves. Grabbed a little salt. It was 65 cents a jar. You should always have some salt for cooking and flavoring, and salt doesn't go bad, so keep that put away. I have some already put away, but grabbed a little bit more. Grabbed some baking cocoa for $2.19. The baking cocoa, it was also marked down for the holidays. Cocoa doesn't go bad unsweetened when it's just cocoa like this. And again, I use a lot for baking. Grabbed 2 more jars of that. And then I actually grabbed a thing of mayo for $3.09. I like their mayo, and this actually is a year out on the expiration date too. So I went ahead and grabbed that to put in our stockpile. I use it for making some dips and dressings and things. All right, so that was it. This is what I bought. I bought multiples of things because, yes, this is what our family eats and uses. And like I said, the grand total for everything here that you see on this counter came in just under $50 at $49.66. All right, there you have it. That's what I bought for $50 at Aldi. It's interesting because as I was walking the shelves in the aisles with my son Caleb, my 3-year-old, I was kind of looking at things and comparing prices, and I realized like I don't buy as much at Aldi as I used to. I still do go shopping there, and I think they have some good low prices. However, I have discovered they are very close to our Walmart prices. I did a massive price comparison. If you've never checked that out, I will leave a link to that blog post in the description as well, so you can check it out. But the other thing I just realized about Aldi and their prices is that on some of these things, I can beat them by shopping at more expensive grocery stores by watching the sales. And that really is how I do it. That's how I shop as frugally as I do for our family of 6 on that monthly $475 budget. And that is how I build our stockpile. Most of my stockpile is truly built on those weekly shopping trips. So I do share those every week, every Thursday here on this channel. So if you want to see how I'm shopping for our family on a budget and how I am continuing to always build our stockpile, be sure you go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any of those. If you want to check out any of my previous stockpiling videos, I do have a whole playlist, and I'll link that as well in the description. And coming up, make sure, like I said, you check back here because I've officially completed those big stockpiling trips, and it was really fun to be able to just kind of go in and fill in some of the gaps that I needed to. My shelves are getting a lot closer to where I want to be. My goal really is to have a 3 to 6 month supply of food for our families on our pantry shelves at all times, and I'm feeling a lot better about where we are. So coming up, the next video for you will be an updated stockpile tour. If you're curious right now and you want to see it, I do have one from before I did all these trips, and you can check that out on the stockpiling playlist as well. But I will show you what our grocery store in our basement looks like now and what my plans are going forward. I'll show you how I store everything. But really, say this right now, my plans going forward are to keep stockpiling. I will keep doing it on a budget. As I use things from our stockpile and our pantry, I replace it. I will buy what I need to fill in those gaps, and that ensures I don't have to go out and do some of these big trips as much. I just go in and fill in those gaps on my week-to-week or month-to-month shopping. Having a stockpile, like I said, it really is a huge blessing for our family, and it just gives me a peace of mind to know that I have the food on our shelves for our family. It's really a practical emergency fund for us. And I hope that seeing these hauls and this video gave you some good ideas of things you could buy at Aldi or other stores. If you only have $5 this week, go for it. I know $50 still seems like a lot sometimes. And if you have that amount, great, go for it. If you have $100, go for it. But if you only have $5, that's okay too. Take whatever you have, go buy a couple items right now this week, and then next week, buy a couple different items. Slow and steady is the way to do it. You can do this, and I'm right here to cheer you on. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next video.